Welcome children. Today I am going to take your geography as well as history class. Let me first take your geography class. Today's topic is effects of the inclination of the axis, the alternation of season. The inclination of the axis has important consequences. Because of its tilted position, each pole is inclined alternative towards the sun twice a year. When it is summer in the northern hemisphere, it is inclined towards the sun and in south pole is away. Hence, southern hemisphere experiences winter. Similarly, during winter, the north pole is away from the sun and south pole is inclined towards it. Hence, it is summer in the southern hemisphere. If axis was perpendicular to the place of ecliptic, every place on the earth's surface would have had 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night, and there would have been no season, revolution of the earth and seasonal changes. The earth's complete one revolution on its elliptical orbit in 365 and 1/4 days because of the inclination of the axis and the fact that its north pole is always directed to the pole star. The Earth experiences variation in temperature and in the length of the day and night, which affects the main season throughout the year. Effects of revolution: changing altitude of the midday sun at different times of year. The Earth's revolution round the sun with its axis inclined at 66.5 degrees to the plane of ecliptic. Changes in the apparent altitude of the midday sun. The sun is directly overhead at the equator on 21st March and 22nd September, though at times it is referred as 23rd September because the year is not exactly 365 days. These 2 days are termed as spring and autumn equinoxes respectively. After the spring equinox, the sun appears to move north and is directly overhead Tropic of Cancer on 21st June. This is termed as summer solstice. The word solstice in Latin means sun standing still. The northern hemisphere has the longest day and shortest night on 21st June. On December 21, the sun shines overhead on the Tropic of Capricorn in southern hemisphere. The northern hemisphere has its winter solstice at this time as the earth receives oblique rays of the sun beyond the Tropic of Cancer. Thus, the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere mark the limit of overhead sun as beyond the tropic. The sun never shines vertically at any time of the year. The areas beyond the Arctic Circle 66.5 degrees north and Antarctic Circle 66.5 degrees south. Circles are very cold as the winter here lasts for 6 months. Hence the darkness and summer is very short as sun is never overhead. The apparent movement of the sun within the tropic varies very little from vertical position at noon every day. Hence days and night are equal throughout the year, varying length of day and night. The length of day and night varies according to the season, and while day and night are due to the Earth's rotation, the respective duration is caused by the inclination of Earth's axis. The sun is at a great distance from the Earth that its rays reach the earth as parallel rays on 21st June. The sun is overhead at noon, while the Tropic of Cancer and all parallel in the northern hemisphere have their longest day of the year. At this time, length of the day increases with the increase in latitude towards the north of the equator until there is continuous daylight north of the Arctic Circle and North Pole is tilted towards the sun. On December 22nd, when the sun is overhead Tropic of Capricorn, conditions are reversed. The length of the day increases with the increasing latitude south of the equator but decreases with increasing latitude north of the equator until there is continuous night north of the Arctic Circle. On 21st March and 23rd September, during equinoxes, the circle of illumination coincides with meridians because the sun is overhead at noon along the equator. Thus, all the places have 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. And with this, I am ending my geography class. Now, let me start your history class. In history, today I am going to explain about the topic, the economic life of the later Vedic period, growing importance of agriculture. Besides barley and rice, the later Vedic Indians grew wheat, millet and sugarcane crops. Crafts played a remarkable role in the later Vedic period. Discovery of iron brought many significant changes. Chariot making developed as an occupation that was different from carpentry. Trade and commerce. Important changes were seen in the fields of trade and commerce with the use of Nishka and Satnama, which were a type of regular coin. Guilds were organized into different professions that control prices and ensure the quality of goods. The epics, the most important literary works of the later Vedic period, were the two epics, Ramayana and the Mahabharata, composed in the period between 500 BC and 200 AD. The Ramayana by Valmiki shows that Rama was the central theme, who is believed to be the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and Sita the incarnation of Lakshmi. Rama, the eldest son of Dasharatha, who ruled over Kosala with Ayodhya the capital. The king wanted to make Rama the Yuvraja, but it was opposed by Queen Kaikeyi, as she was promised two boons by King Dasharatha. So he made Bharata the king and sent Rama into exile for 14 years. While wandering in the forest, Rama killed several Rakshasa for ill-treating the sages. To take revenge from Rama, Ravana kidnapped Sita and carried her to his capital. Heroically, Rama fought against Ravana, killed him and rescued Sita. Rama returned to Ayodhya and his coronation was celebrated with great pomp and show throughout his kingdom. The Mahabharata is believed to be the work of Ved Vyasa. The story narrates the conflicts between the Pandavas and the Kauravas and the battle of Kurukshetra. The Pandavas are believed to have 5 brothers, while the Kauravas were 100 brothers. Duryodhana, the eldest of the Kauravas, felt jealous of the Pandavas and planned to destroy them. During a game of dice, Yudhishthira staked everything and lost his brothers, his kingdom, and even Draupadi, who was insulted in the open courtyard. The Pandavas were sent to exile for 13 years. After completing their term of exile, when they claimed their kingdom, Duryodhana refused to give, and this resulted in the war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. In the battlefield, when Arjuna refused to fight against his relatives, Lord Krishna, who was his charioteer, gave him the divine message of true dharma illustrated in the Bhagavad Gita. After hearing the message, Arjuna rose to fight. The war lasted for 18 days. All the Kaurava brothers were killed. Yudhishthira became the king of Hastinapur. And with this, I am ending my today's class. Goodbye.